And while we were still in the camp, I bought my first tractor, an F12 International on steel, and steel wheels and lugs. That would be quite a contrast from what we're doing nowadays too. Then when we got back on the farm, I built a sheep shed on the farm in the fall of 1944. Larry was born January 26th of 1944 and was baptized August 24th of 44 at Sharon. Elmer Anderson and I hunted deer, and we got ours in the fall of 44 too. We were very pally as far as fishing and hunting and trapping and what have you. Francis got married to Edwin McCarsh March 7th of 44 in Grand Forks. So in 1945 we would go up, there was a lane going up towards the next farm to the north that we bought later on, and we'd shoot pheasants in the evening. I'd shoot just male pheasants so we'd have some meat to eat. There wasn't too much. There wasn't any money to buy meat or and then when we run out of deer meat, we'd go up. I'd never shoot anything else but male pheasants, and this would be done just at sundown. They'd come out in the road, pick up gravel and what have you. So it is real interesting to, this is 1945 again, real interesting to hunt these pheasants. They'd be out. I'd get a couple. We'd just go up there a couple of times a week, and I'd get 2 male pheasants. We'd butcher them and have something good to eat, some meat, good meat to eat. A change from deer meat. We couldn't afford to get to butcher our cattle. Well, we didn't have any cattle yet that we could butcher. And Elmer and I, we went out on our hunting trip and come home with a deer each. Jean got married to Edna Olson at December 8th of 1945 in East Grand Forks, Minnesota. Then in 1946, Sandra was born December 9th of 1946 at Sharon. And Elmer and I, we'd done our hunting in the fall, the same as usual. But the deer got so doggone thick up there at the place that they were eating up half of my hay. It is real disgusting. That and the Game and Fish Department didn't do anything about it either. They didn't give a darn whether the deer ate up my hay or not. But I was feeding. It cost me more money to put up hay for the deer than it did for my cattle, which is pretty doggone disgusting. So it is. It wasn't. I never did think that I'd. If I shot an unlawful deer, I didn't figure that I had done anything unlawful anyway, because they'd done way more, 10, 20 times as much damage to me as I did to them. Then in 1946, I bought a Gunderson quarter, that is right up north of our place, for $2,500. Well, that time I had 25 and 1,000 is 35 and 500. I had $4,000 tied up in 440 acres. That's a far cry from what land sells for nowadays anyway. That would be about $10 an acre then. Wouldn't be too bad a deal. Sandra was baptized 3rd of March 1947. Elmer and I again hunted our deer that fall, And again, the deer ate up about half of my hay that I had harvested for the cattle. Gets to be quite a tough situation to think that you're putting up hay for yourself, and all it amounts to is hay for your deer that's running around out in the wild. We got in 1948. We got in corporation work with the Gundersons. We built basements under our houses. I built a full basement under our house in that summer. I laid the blocks, and we let me see now. We done Olaf Gunderson's first. That was across the river from us, and then we done my house. Laid the blocks under that, and then we went down to Oscar Gunderson down below the school there, and we had a conveyor that we pushed the dirt out with. As we dug out the dirt, we had a conveyor belt that with a Briggs and Stratton engine on it that we carried the dirt out of the basement. That's something different too. We had a real bad flood in the spring of 1948. Real bad one. We had to get our cattle out from down by the barn, and we had a pig left down there on high ground that we had to get out with the manure wagon and a water tank. We just about lost the water tank out of the manure wagon when we went from where the pig was on over to land over by the house. That was quite a situation was at that time. They had one of my neighbors used his team, and the water was way up on the sides of the horses. And I had to have hip boots on to stand in the manure wagon. It was a low wagon, so I wouldn't get wet on my legs. In the fall of '48, I wired the farm for REA, and we never used it, until the REA came through. That was, yeah, I guess we got through. By fall, we were hooked onto it, but I'd never had any electricity into the system at all. The barn was wired, and the house was wired, sheep shed was wired, but I never had any electricity. So in the fall, then we had a co-op farm line, and I was the line man. Paid some money that way too, big money. About $1 a day, I guess I got for playing with this telephone business. Well, anyhow, we were fixing on the line, and the people came by and they said, "Art, they're going up through the valley, hooking up people to REA." God, I was wishing I could get off the job so I could go home. And I'd bargained with her. I'd told my wife that no way would they hook up the electricity. Well, they could hook up the electricity, but I had all the fuses, switches pulled and all the fuses out. Because I wanted to be home when we put electricity into the various circuits. I wanted to be around to see that everything was all right. And when I got home that night, I was real happy. I was going to be able to put all this stuff together just like a crossword puzzle. By gosh, when they hooked up the electricity, they found the fuses and they put in the switches, and May was ironing when I got home. Everything worked fine, so I wasn't too concerned. Never did get concerned about it, but it could have been real treacherous. I didn't have too darn much experience in electricity. I did send to Sears Roebuck for a